Welcome back to my Fire Emblem Engage LTC. Here's Chapter 15.
Here goes.
Chapter 15 has a pretty unique objective where we need to have our new recruit Citrinne reach the escape point. However, in order to reveal the escape point, we have to open 4 sets of doors, which each get revealed one at a time. Normally, the game wants you to slowly walk around this entire map to do so, and even encourages the player to make the mistake of using Dragon Vein instead of dancing with Citrinne. However, we don't have time for that, and instead this map becomes a sort of movement puzzle to efficiently break down the doors and transport units with our warp and rescue staffs, making it quite interesting for a warp skip. Surely the rest of the game's warp skips will be as involved as this one. The approach I take for this chapter is basically taken straight from Reploids, where we gotta stance turn 1 for Elixir and our Bow Knights to recruit Citrinne on turn 1 and automatically open the first door. Fogado then takes advantage of the +1 bow range from S-Rank Claude to demolish the second door with a longbow. The extra range will also be needed on the next turn, so Elixir places down 2 obstructs to protect Fogado from the Axe Fighter, as Wind God requires the unit to be at full HP. After Merrin takes out this Axe Fighter, Citrinne is able to dance for Elixir, who then repositions Kagetsu up into range of the top fighter so he can get just a bit more XP. Despite how little combat he's going to see in this chapter, he'll still get a fair amount of training in thanks to Byleth providing mentorship along with the 29 XP from using Goddess Dance. Speaking of grinding, Hortensia has also inherited mentorship and moves to Bonded Shield for Ivy, who all but 2 of the enemies in the first room will feed themselves to after all our obstructs are in place. Hortensia is only really doing this to provide the mentorship bonus, but we may as well generate some free XP for her with Bonded Shield anyway. Citrinne unfortunately missed the memo and doesn't use obstruct while next to Hortensia, which is actually kind of annoying as it means I have to give her an arena for this map instead of giving them all to Ivy, which actually ended up making her training down the line closer than it needed to be. Elixir now starts turn 2 off by repositioning Fogado forward so that he can reach and demolish the next set of doors. Except this actually doesn't lead to the next room, but rather leads us to a side objective where we can pick up an energy drop. Without well staves, we don't really have the means to complete this map in 2 turns, so instead we can send someone into this room to get the energy drop while simultaneously being in position to reveal the third room, which I am so thankful for as it will be very helpful in Chapter 22. Merrin will have to survive these 2 Axe Fighters, but with Ike it's no problem, and he even gives her Demolish for free, which is pretty convenient. Citrinne and Ivy squeeze out just a bit more XP from this fighter, while Pandreo will box in the mage with an obstruct, feeding another kill to Kagetsu. Citrinne will get into position to be transported to the escape point, and I also have him dance for Pandreo just to get some free obstruct XP, because why not?
Destiny awaits.
For this enemy phase, I do need Merrin to get 1 out of 2 crits against both of these fighters so that they don't block her way to the door. Which seems kind of silly for such weak enemies, but I really didn't feel like forging anything just to kill 2 scrubs, and the crit rate is high enough that I don't feel too bad about it. Merrin even goes on to crit 4 out of 4 times, so it seems like she agrees with that. Elixir now repositions Hortensia up so that she can reach Fogado and warp him into the third room once Merrin breaks the door. While the amount of times that Hortensia's personal skill makes a difference is not as high as one might think, this is one of the situations where it does, as we need the full 6-tile warp range to get past the hallway. Once the final room is revealed, we just need to find a way to get Citrinne onto the escape point, which is not trivial as it is being blocked by the boss in some rubble. After Kagetsu repositions Ivy down for some incredibly important support points, Citrinne warps her into the final room where she can then rescue Pandreo. She does so from a position where she can force Pandreo's rescue to put Citrinne below Pandreo where the escape point is instead of above, which is where the default would be. Once Pandreo trades over the rescue staff and brings Citrinne over, we're able to wrap up chapter 15 in 3 turns.